Hey, John with Simple Property Management here, bringing you the market update. Today is March 30th, 2023. We are just a few short weeks away from tax day, which I know most of you love. So let's just jump in and go to our market update. Occupancy did fall this year. Those of you that had rentals on the market probably saw that also. We are starting to go back to the seasonality of winters are slower, especially up here in the north. Snow on the ground, it's cold, weather's not very great, so people don't want to move. So that is no surprise. Um, Kind of moving with the return to seasonality as we saw throughout COVID, except for right when COVID hit. But throughout COVID, um, rental rates were up, things were good, and now we're kind of again returning to seasonality where rental rates are going to fall and do fall in the winter months. Bringing you here, this is a 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartment in Wyoming. So as you can see, the 1 month change, there's some negatives in there. Not a huge deal. The 3 month change is good, however, partly because again it's March, so it's the last 3 months haven't been as great being in the winter months. So um, really I'm really positive about kind of moving into the spring months. So this is an apartment, Kent County down a little bit, but overall the 3 month uh, change is good. So this is a single family home in Grand Rapids, 49504 zip code. As you can see in this area for a single family home, things are all right. Things are going up, not a huge amount, not a small amount though, but things are going up. Um, we've kind of seen that a little bit too, where again, throughout the winter months, rents were down a little bit, and now we're starting to come back out of that. Collections are up, so that's a good thing. We're seeing that internally, and the stats from RealPage show that people are paying their rent. Obviously, the subsidy, as you can see on this graph, subsidized housing is down a little bit, but it's still up compared to where it has been in the past. Kind of what we've seen throughout this winter, people are still paying their rent. The calls and emails and showings for our vacant properties were pretty good this winter. I think we had a little bit of a more mild winter. If you remember, when we got hit with snow, we just got hit really hard, and then we didn't have snow for a couple weeks. So there were some times there where we had decent weather for people to look at properties. Our stats for showings, phone calls, emails, things like that are actually up. This throughout this winter, they were higher than last year. However, what we saw this winter is more and more people with bad credit, or they did not qualify for properties. So we had a ton of applications that we unfortunately had to deny because they weren't qualified to live in one of our properties. But still, we're seeing more and more showings, calls, things like that. So that's positive to hear. And one last thing I want to leave you with, this was kind of an interesting graph I saw that home prices have actually gone up way faster than and a higher percentage than rental rates. So you hear a lot in the media people talking about, oh, rental rates are so high, they're going up. And that's partly true. Rental rates have gone up. As we saw this winter, though, they can also go down. But when an investor buys a property and they pay X amount for the property and it's way higher than what it was last year, well, they need to get some income for that. So they're going to raise their rents, or they need to get higher rents because of that. So just kind of a graph that I saw that I thought was interesting, that I wanted to share with you. So another thing, we want to welcome Yasmin. She's been on staff with us. She's going to start talking to owners more, help with our investors, things like that. She's been doing great. So I will have a little interview with her either on another video or right after this video. If it isn't a different video, I'll post a link in case you want to watch it. But John with Simple Property Management, again, positive vibes going into the spring. I think things are going to get going pretty good. I don't think we're going to see as much rent appreciation as we have seen in the past years. We have more and more properties that are just coming to market. They're finally getting finished up from their build and things like that. But John with Simple Property Management. If you have any questions, go ahead and give me a call or shoot me an email. Thanks.